Greetings everyone! I'm Eshkvoa from Blood Moon Pictures, and today I will show you a slightly different video. As you noticed, we're not inside a game. It's not a vlog, since you have my face cam nowhere. And because today I want to show you how to make your own Warcraft 3 map in the map editor. I'm currently using the German version, so I apologize if my translations aren't perfect. And I couldn't find in the settings to switch the language, or because there's just like map editing basics. But anyway, I will do these as you wish. So for now I will just cover the entire basics of everything, and if you want to see like specific things where I go into more detail of some of the stuff I do, or the stuff you need to do certain things, just let me know in the comment sections below. And the most voted up one, so before you comment, please look if the thing you want me to do is already in the comments. If it is, then vote up that comment and I will do that the next. Because there's no use if you comment 10,000 times like, please go more into detail about how to do a hero or whatever, and it doesn't have any upvotes, but how to do a specific spell has all the upvotes. So that's basic. And just to make it clear for you guys, first off, what you want to do is navigate towards your Warcraft 3 folder. Mine's right here. And basically in the basic folder you have all of these icons and everything. I'm currently using Frozen Throne, as you can see. And there should be, simple as it is, the world editor. You don't have to download anything, you don't have to pay anything extra. It's just right there. And when you open it, it just flashes up, and this is what you get into. So we're just basic on the start. Basics first. You can change the terrain with these tools here. These are more like pencils, where you can change what the terrain actually is. Like you would do in a painting program, you can change the pen size or the paint size, or however you are calling it this. Here, see, now I made a huge blob out of stone. And yeah, basically you can do everything. And here you can corrupt the ground. And you see, it doesn't corrupt the stone, because the corruption only works on terrain you can build on. It actually will say in brackets, if not, the little blue square over there, up there, is actually indicating that you can't build on that terrain. Which means in-game you won't be able to build any buildings there, and in the editor you can't place any buildings there. The creatures and everything can still run over it, but you can't, basically build anything. The corruption tool is actually kind of good if you want to make like dead land or anything, or like expand the reign of the undead in that current map you're building. Because undeads, as usual, as you may know if you watched this video, can only place their buildings on this land. Yeah, then you can place the terrain down. Oops. You see it changed to grass on the edges, because here you can you can change the cliff type. I have it currently on grass, so the cliffs are grass. There are only certain cliff types, so you can't like have any cliff type. You can make one, you can decrease it or increase it by 1 increasing is the green arrow, decreasing is the red arrow. And the thing is, if you or decrease it by 2, it actually makes another step. If you increase it just by 1, it just gets higher, but as soon you make more than level 2, increase it by above level 2, or every second level, it gets you see, it gets another edge. So if you make, for example, a really high mountain, you should always keep in mind, every second level you raise it, you will get another edge of a cliff. You can go around it and make your edges seem longer than just by one, if you use the terrain flatten or raise tool. This does not affect the cliffs, but what you can do is, for example, put the cliffs down a lot, and now you can actually, if you did it right and not as stupidly as I did. Oh god. Oops, that was too far. Yeah, here are the basic backwards and forwards tools. But for example, if you want to make this cliff very tall looking, you can decrease the ground around it, and it will look much larger, depending on how much you want it. And that's just a neat trick I figured out lately in my Warcraft 3 story mode campaign. And yeah, this is the flatten tool, so you have like even the level up to the one you want. For example, you don't just want the 2, you do it here, etc. Yeah, and you can actually set water, but you can set water 1 deeper, like narrow water, and creatures can go through it. But only, yeah, well, basically every land creature cannot cross cliffs, neither down or up. If you do it if you make it 2 levels deeper into water, it goes into deep water, and only flying or amphibic creatures can cross this path. If it is connected without a cliff, like, and how you do that, I will show you now. To make a cliff passable, you need just a difference of only 1 cliff level. The cliff level, that's basically what the cliff level means. Like, for example, this is too high, 2 cliff levels high, or 2 cliff levels difference actually, and you can't connect it to the lower cliffs. But this is only 1 cliff level high, and you can connect it. And you can use this to actually hide a huge terrain. Like, when you go up a lot, you can actually hide it with this. So the player will not notice, if you do it correctly, that he wanders upwards when he travels this way. For example, you can change all of this so it looks more natural and not only like one big piece of set ground. If you use the terrain shaping tools down here. You can also make custom map borders with this tool over here. Now nothing, not even flying objects or literally anything, can pass this darkness. You can delete this darkness with the tool beneath. Here we go. You can't delete the furthest border of the map because that's always set. You always need this border in order to have and in order that the map goes on for the camera, and the camera sight will always end with the furthest line out. The playable area is only the lit up one here. Now that's all for the terrain for now. You can actually do one more thing. You can actually change the terrain by, for example, if you make a new map, you get this bar, and you can change the graphic set of the terrain here, from Ashenvale to the barracks, the Black Citadel, town, Dalaran, and so on and so on. This mostly also determines the color of the water, and you can set like a custom cliff level for the entire map and the water level. And if you click this and we do, let's do city, click the random height field, then you get, as long as my computer is loading it in, then you get kind of natural seeming ground with different height levels all over the place. These are not cliff levels, just basic height levels. And in towns, etc., you can actually have cliffs that look like human-made walls. For example, this. It was actually pretty neat if you want to make like a big wall. Okay, so this is all about the terrain, I guess. Yeah, and by the way, you can customize the terrain in the my cursor, my mouse is stuck somewhere. Okay, you can actually customize the terrain by clicking on extended. I don't know how this writer is called in English actually. And you can modify the graphic set and go on to, and now here you can like modify the entire, like choose any graphic set you want, and you also can make it custom. You just click the button here, and you can import different graphics into your custom thing. For example, you can replace and you can just add some of them. Like you can just have a certain amount of them. I don't actually know how it is collided, but you can have only like, I think 13. Yeah, you can only have 13. It says right here. I'm stupid. And cliffs are the ones who are marked red, and you can't place them there. You need the last 3 cliff base fields groups down here to do that. So that's everything covered for the terrain. Now we go to the doodaddies. The doodaddies are basically everything the player can or cannot interact with, which is not the basic terrain. For example, we are in trees and destroyables. Destroyables and trees, basically. The trees, as you can see, are trees, and these are actually the trees you use with your peons or workers to gather wood. So always take note if you make a basic map that you set trees, Because on my first map I did that, and I was wondering where the hell do I get my wood. I was a real bad noob back then. All these destroyables can be destroyed through the players or through events. For example, you can place some barrels, and if you double click on the barrels and go onto the second rider here, you can actually, if you click here, it says items dropped by death, and then you can make like a customized tableau where basically everything is random, and you can set the percentage, damn it, of everything here, or you can make an own and make a new set and a new item, and it can drop any item that's in the game, basically. And these things you can actually attack with your characters and everything. We have also like gates, different kinds of gates. We have rocks to block your path, and all kinds of fun things to destroy when you play. You also have bridges and ramps who you can use with events to make like lifts, or without, or bridges who break, or switches even, and all kind of like normal bridges who just like cross the road, cross a cliff or cross water. Notable thing is that you can't go beneath a bridge in a game. You can fly over it, but you can't go, like, if you make a bridge above like a river, you can't pass it with an amphibic or amphibic creature or boat. And you can make ramps to easily access higher levels of the cliffs without connecting them. And then you have also structures like a cathedral, a ruined cathedral, archways, oh damn it, I can't speak today. Natural archways and buildings and city buildings and all of these fun things. You can experiment on everything. You can make pillars, and you can actually edit a lot of them by double clicking them, and then you can like edit the angel they're facing or the size in like the coordinate, yeah, basically the coordinates in which size you can change them. Tavern, walls, and so on. The same goes for placeable items. For example, like you can't interact with them, but you can like place benches. You can place fireplaces. These don't give up light, but the torches do give off light. And you can actually like spam torches everywhere. Then you have also like flies who fly around. I need to zoom in to show you this. And these boxes won't appear in the game. They are actually invisible when you play the game itself. And you have graves, and depending on which region you pick, you have different things. And you don't need to change the entire map for this. You can just go into anything and you can dump some pipes here and there. Then you got the cliffs and terrain things. Those are just like yeah, basic things to make your entire map look prettier and more detailed. Like for example, caves like this. And basically with the surroundings you can place stones and a crater and stalagmite, and if you change it into ashen veil you have a few more, like a log, and then you have these things, and these kind of block different, like these are just like blockers, and you can like block the sight and block a lot of things. I never paid much attention to these myself. I didn't often use them. Then you have water effects, which is self-explaining, like waterfall, sea roses, and ships. Oh, I can't play. Wow. And all that fun stuff, or fishes. And on video you can add animations like, for example, lightning, a fire blaze, and the sun well is here as well, and fire, and all of that decorative stuff basically. And as I said, oh damn it, I don't want to place them. And as I said, you can basically, like, if you change the terrain, you have different options of what you can place. And now we go to units. This is really, this is like the main part of Warcraft 3. This start position unit is actually the start position of the depending player. If you want to change which player wants to start, you can do it either here or on the unit itself here. You need this to actually make the game startable in any case. In a normal game, this will automatically spawn the starting building. For humans, it's the household, no, the town hall, I think. Yeah, it's the town hall, and a few starting units, which are the workers. If you want to have a different race, you can change this in scenario, map properties and map option. No, this is map options, map size, the loading screen, and the the basic things like the skybox and the daytime the game should start. And here's like the map name. This is the name that actually will show up in game if you want to play it. And here's like a description. You can write whatever you want here. And the author, like the maker of the map. And you can change on player options, player properties. If you want to make it random, that the player can pick themselves, or a specific race, like humans, orcs, undeads, and night elves. And actually, if you don't click this button, which says fixed starting position, if you don't click it, the starting positions of those who are unchecked can like randomly swap between each other, which basically happens in every usual normal Warcraft 3 map. If you check it, it's fixed. And if you want to add more players who can be either computer players or human players, you just set this on a different thing. For example, a user is a player and computer is a computer player, always. And when you click user, you can change in game later when you choose the map if this could be also a computer player. If you make neutral, this means that this player this faction is totally neutral towards all the player factions, but is aggressive is yeah, it's aggressive against neutral, unfriendly factions. Like, I will go to those later. And then there's a rescuable, and that means if any player comes close to these, they start to own those units. For example, I have my few soldiers here, and he's rescuable. I put them there, I send them there, and they like conquer whatever this is. Then you can like basically just any unit that is in the game you can see here. These are the heroes, these are the buildings, these are the normal units you can produce. And in campaign, you can choose the exclusive campaign figure units, like for example the humans, Arthas, or Jaina, or Medivh, for example. Yeah, you can do this with basically every race. Sure, please, thank you. And this third one is your self-made units. And you can make your own. Oh, and also you have neutral, like totally neutral, normally neutral units over here. You can always choose which player the units belong to here. And you can make your own units if you go up here, the object editor. Oops, that was too fast. And here you can like change the values of the different units. If you want to, I can go into more into detail another time for this, but basically what you mostly want to do is right-click, create new unit, and basically you can choose here what unit you want it to base. You want to base your unit on. Like for example, if you want a worker, it's the easiest if you choose a worker. For example, this is a slave, and he's just then basically, if you check it, it's loading. I'm sorry for the slow loading. My computer is slow and overheating because it's very freaking warm here. Yeah, and here we go. Now the unit is done, and you can change all the values. Like for example, you can increase the speed to a maximum and give him like special abilities, like for example lightning attack. Like all the different abilities any unit can have. What you want to do is, if you add any abilities that cost mana, you actually have to go down way far and change the maximum mana and the mana regeneration. Because if you don't change that, the unit will never be able to use those abilities, because it doesn't have any mana. The level down here basically is connected to how much experience points it gives a player hero if it gets killed by a player hero, and the money a player gets if it is a neutral aggressive, a neutral enemy. If you here's the life points, and then if you want to set your self-made unit, you go on the according race and pick own units, and then you can set your slaves everywhere. Yeah. Next part is it's actually, I don't know, the German word is kind of the same. This is like areas, and you can choose like a certain area, which has to be always a square, not a square, but like needs 4 corners. You can't make a circle or triangle or something like that. And with these, you can make events and anything. Like for example, if you go on the event editor, you see here the map initialization and all these things. And these are actually always will be in on English, like remove creeps and critters from use start locations for all players. So basically when you this is basically like settings of a map that the player won't be able to see or able to choose, but also like if a unit enters a specific region, something specific happens. You can do right click and new category, these are the folders, or new and a new event. No, it's not event, it's a trigger. That's the word. Then you can rename it, new trigger. And then there's like the what happens, what is the condition, that's what needs to happen, like the trigger that actually triggers the event. Then the condition and what is supposed to happen if the event is triggered, basically. And there's a whole lot to explain about that part, and I won't go into that. Then you have cameras, which is also basically only interesting for the triggers and events thing. Like for example, if you want to make a cutscene, you just go here and it places a camera at your current view location. And if you hold Control and left click, you can change customly the location of any object you have currently. Okay, that one doesn't work. Like for example, this one, you can turn the direction it's facing of basically any object that you can turn from to begin with. If you hold Control and right click, you can turn the camera. But you have only like a limited area you can see in general. You can change that in the in the deeper options, but I won't go into those details. I already recorded for half an hour, and I hope I gave you like a basic understanding of how this thing works. And now I will basically just make a few things. Like for example, if you want to make a basic map, you can do, for example, a small wall here. And oh damn it, small here, and go on units, and you go on melee or standard. Wait a bit and put the starting position in here, and basically you can start the map. There is literally nothing to do, and you need enemies in the map, or at least a second player, because if that doesn't happen, you can't actually play the map. I couldn't figure out a different way. If you want to make what you want to make for normal maps, you need to go to neutral passive and choose a gold mine, and this is the place where your players get the gold. And we set our gold mine here. And then we go to the doodads, into trees and destroyables, and put a few trees here. Okay, I'm in underground, and those trees are basically mushrooms. You put them here, and then you basically go to units again and do all the same for a second player. So, okay, And now what you can do is test your map on this button. If you click this button, it will ask you if you want to save the game. No, it will inform you about like specific settings, like you need Frozen Throne to play this map, because I placed Frozen Throne's doodads. And it will inform you about everything, like it's not a melee map anymore because we made own units and own triggers. And then it gets saved and you go into Warcraft 3. Now we are basically in Warcraft 3, and since we didn't place the second player and didn't set, well, I didn't set him to an actual player and everything, we basically just won the game instantly. And now we can actually play our game. The starting units are created and you can basically start doing whatever the hell you want in your map. You have the basics, and your enemy should have the basics as well. Here is his gold mine and the trees. But I forgot to set him as a player. Well then, this is basically it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial so far, and I hope I will see a lot of new creative maps and just go nuts on whatever you want to do. And if you have maps you want us to play, just send a download link to Dropbox or either Mega Upload. Upload your map there or on the various Warcraft 3 mapping sites, and we will gladly enjoy playing it. If you want me to go into deeper things in deeper subjects, like how to do your own abilities and all that good stuff, please let me know in the comment section below, and we will all see each other in the next video. Cheerio!